Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Has this ever happened to you? I picked up these two cards off of eBay. Really excited to get them. The pictures on the eBay looked fine. But when I picked them up and just got them in the mail yesterday, man, look how scratched up these cases are. I'm trying to get the angle here so you can kind of visualize all of these scratches on the case. The cases actually seem a little dirty too. But these scratches just kill me, right? So I put all my slabs in these protective savers sleeve bags. But go ahead and give me a like if you think this is going to be an interesting video. Make sure you drop a comment if you've had this experience, and please subscribe if you haven't already. So what we're going to do today is I found some product that supposedly should work well on these cases, and hopefully we can buff out some of these scratches. So, I get it with PSA cases. If you've ever had a graded card, they stack perfectly on top of one another. So, in a sense, I guess it's easy to store them by stacking them like this. But I don't know. I don't like to do it that way. I do use some bags instead. So here is the product. It's called Scratch X 2.0. It's from Meguiar's. So this is a car product, so automotive product for sure. Here's my microfiber towel that I'm going to use to do this. And where do families go? Costco. So this is Kirkland. So yeah, I picked up a huge bag of these microfiber cloths at Costco. So from what I understand, all you do is squirt some of this stuff on here and try to buff it out. So we'll see what we can do. So here's my Evil Eddie. It's also, like I showed you, they got these scratches all over the case. So let's see what we can do with this stuff, guys. So hope you enjoy this video, and if you're finding it, hopefully it's going to be useful for you guys. I know that there can be a lot of stuff on the internet about this, so I just found this one, and I actually just had it on hand. I was like, do I have that stuff in the garage? And I did. So all right, so I'm taking the cloth on this first round and just sort of gently rubbing it on. I'll speed up the time frame on this so it's not forever, but just kind of a light rub, and we'll just see if the product by itself does much of anything. So the story behind these cards, guys, is that these are from 2013 when Topps kind of re-released Garbage Pail Kids cards. So it's a much more affordable way to get an Evil Eddie because the original Garbage Pail Kids, so the Nasty Nick and Evil Eddie in the original Garbage Pail Kid, we're talking like thousands of dollars for a PSA 10. So I figured this would be the next best thing. So that's kind of the story of these cards. So anyway, I'll just also kind of gently rub this stuff on. And this first round, I'm basically just rubbing it on and kind of let it dry a little bit, and then I'm gonna rub off the excess, and we'll see how well that works. I will tell you now that I actually do end up doing this a couple times, and I'm not sure if you need to do it 2 times. You could probably just do it the 1 time, but actually use more pressure. So let's try to rub off with the clean part of the microfiber cloth the excess. So I'm just kind of gonna go in, and I don't know what the best method is, back and just up and down, back and forth, or swirling motion. I'm just kind of doing everything here, but I just thought that these would be some perfect cases to try this test of this product. All right, so just kind of getting off the excess and trying to buff it out. And that looks a lot better, way better than it did before, but I still see some of those scratches. So it's definitely cleaned, so it's cleaned up, but you still see a lot of those scratches. Some of those just kind of light scratches, I can still see some of those. So I'm going to go ahead and try that again, but let's see how we did on the other card too. So yeah, you can see those scratches there. So let's take this, let's take Nasty Nick and rub off the excess of this one. And to save time, I'll speed up the camera on this just because. And I do spend a little bit of time on this. It's the first time I've tried this, so I wanted you to all see it, and we can all agree or disagree of whether or not this is a useful way to go about cleaning and buffing out cards. So here's what I've ended up with, the nasty nick. So again, it looks a lot better, but I feel like it could be a bit better. I still see some of those scratches. So, and you can kind of try to get this in focus so you can see. So it does look cleaner, but you know, when you catch the light on it, you still see a lot of those micro scratches. So let's do this one more time. And in this round, I'm actually going to use a little bit less product, and I'm going to vigorously, you know, you can't really tell through the camera, but I'm pushing down really hard. You know, obviously not going to break the case hard, but it's much, much harder. I'm pushing down. I'm doing a circular motion, and just kind of go to town. I'll speed this up, and I do this for a while actually. So circular motions with a lot of pressure. Obviously not enough pressure to break the case, but I'm using significantly more pressure here in the swirling motion. And then, you know, since I've done it for so long, it basically buffs out. Check that out, guys. Wow. That is amazing. It almost looks brand new. I mean, there's some scratches that have remained. I might even be able to do this again, but I'm not going to. That looks pretty good. I mean, if you scroll back to the beginning of this video and look how the light, when I'm getting the light to catch off the angle of this, you can see those scratches have mostly gone away. So I'm giving this kind of like an A+. So go find some of this Meguiar's product if you have any cases like this. And like I said, what I do with my graded cases, I put them in a plastic sleeve bag that you can buy, you know, online. So you can see there's still some scratches for sure. It didn't remove them completely, but to me it's like night and day. And when I put this in the bag, it's going to be almost, you know, unnoticeable that there's some scratches on there. So I'm pretty impressed with this. So here's Nasty Nick. Here again, you know, there's some of those scratches that we didn't get off on that first round. So I don't think you need to do it twice. You probably just can get away with doing it once. Just you got to use the swirling motion and a lot of extra pressure. So let's try this on Nasty Nick. And here I'm just kind of trying to show you. You can see some of those scratches that we didn't get off on the first one. All right, so let's give this one last vigorous rub down. Here we go. So I'm holding it firmly in my left hand, and I'm pushing pretty hard with my right hand, just doing the little circular motions and just kind of like working in the product. And since I'm doing it for so long, you know, I'm eventually kind of picking up all the excess product and kind of buffing it out, I guess, at the same time. So I'm just finishing up on this one. I do eventually switch to a part of the cloth that's clean, so it doesn't have the product, and then again just start to rub it off. And here's our Nasty Nick, guys. Check it out. I mean, that looks clean. I'm really impressed with this. So it doesn't get out every single scratch, but hopefully you can appreciate that it is, to me, I think it's dramatically better than when we first started. So now these cards are going to go into their protective plastic sleeve bags and slip them into my collection. And now I'm even more excited about these cards now that they're nice and cleaned up, and I've addressed some of the scratches on the case. So you guys, I really hope you enjoyed this. This should apply to any card that's in a case like this. So thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you on the next one.